Hello, hello, hello. Just give me a minute. I'm finishing up there. Turn the music down here. I might leave it on for myself tonight. The ringing in my ears is driving me bonkers. Like, oh my god. I'm just getting things finished. How many first posts have I got to make? Oh, whoops. There we go. We good? All right. No, we're not. I need a water still. I'm blurry. You're blurry. Is that better? See if that's better. No, that's not better. All right, 1 second. Well, it's a little better. That we'll see. That was. Try one more time. Oh boy! Oh, that's way better. All right, I'm gonna go get my water. Shouldn't be too long. Oh. All right, I'll just go get a water quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Alrighty. I'll move that forward a little. So today is a bit of a... I should apologize first. Sorry for not being here yesterday. It was a little bit of a... Turn that just a little. Center it on me. It's been a bit of a eye-opening experience being Canadian. I'm sure many of you would agree with me on that there. 1 second. I'm sure many of you would agree with me on that there. The protests yesterday have, well, actually, they started cracking down and arresting people today. Last night they arrested Tamara Litch and I think it was Pat King. The guy who was Trudeau's sniper has also turned himself in. You know, Black Lives Matter leaders would never have done that after they burnt down an entire building. They would have just continued their rampage, collecting their checks, buying communist houses. Almost drank the wrong one. I would have been so thirsty by the end of this, I would have been dying, choking to death. Anyway, seems they've begun using, what's it called, pepper spray in Ottawa. I should say, hold the line. Hold the line. Honk, honk. The honkening, the great honking of Canada 2022. We begin arresting people. It's actually kind of funny. The police officer, I don't need to show it. It's too many people in the. But officer pulls a guy out of the snow and brushes him off. Long story short, I know I stretched it out longer than I needed to, but I'm wondering if. What? Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to find the right video where they were trying to... They started with the wall... Oh yeah, I should probably pause my music. The police did their wall thing to make their advance. You can't get into... Well, I guess you can. They tried to say you couldn't get into downtown Ottawa. But according to Viva Frey's live stream, we watched it this afternoon, you could basically just walk up to the police and be like, can I come in? Now, it might be because he was like a reporter with Rebel. I think that's who he's with. I can't remember. But people were also saying if you went up near the Chateau Laurier or whatever it's called, at the back where that park is, you could come up where, well, basically be coming up where the Nazi flag photo was taken. Not the first one, but the second one. But yeah, they've begun arresting people. They even threatened to arrest the media. They didn't want them there. Now it's a good thing they are there. It's a good thing everybody's got camera phones nowadays. We don't need the mainstream media to know what's going on in there. People will just take the photos and videos and put them up as quick as they can. Now it's been a bit of a scary couple of days. We don't know what's going to happen next. Apparently, I don't really know what an LRAD is, but apparently it's some sort of sonic device. I guess they've implemented it. I guess I'm saying that right. I can't remember. I'm looking at a video of people, despite the hold the line chants, cops keep making gains, no arrests that I've seen yet. Well, yeah, it's there. I guess you're kind of picking on them with this one. Let me pick a... Oh, is it?
Watch out for that media there, okay?
Come on, no fighting! No fighting, guys!
I got the... There we go. But yeah. Now this is from Mackenzie Gray. I'll back it up because I didn't really see what was happening. I forgot to set this one up properly. So this is the line. They've begun pulling people through. Mackenzie Gray, there we go. And of course, the police are being cheered on, but all they're doing is proving why the left was right back when they said defund the police. Maybe we were wrong. Of course, the police are going to... The law enforcement will enforce any law no matter how ridiculous it is. And it's true. There's no reason for this. All they need to do is end the mandates, and they won't. They'll spout something about how they're following the science and trust the science. I don't know. That doesn't always seem like it turns out good. I mean, we every couple of years we trust the science, and then turns out science has changed. Science is usually two opinions battling it out in the the arena of ideas. That's what I was trying to say. Arena of ideas. Now it's just whatever one guy, one short little fella with a really thick, weird, strange American accent saying, what is it? We must trust the science, or however he sounds. And I almost called him Paul Fauci, Anthony Fauci. Now, nah, I'm not gonna I'll put that up on Rumble where I talk about that for a little while, maybe. I gotta start putting more content out on there anyway. So how's everybody doing tonight? I'm doing well. We went out for a little walk, went to the grocery store. It was nice. Nice to get out of the house, get some fresh air. Now, of course, people are still masked because, I don't know, might as well pretend you're for these mandates. I mean, even if you are for these mandates, go ahead, fine. Wear your mask. Just stop trying to force it on people. You don't need to fight. I still see this argument right now. You go on Twitter right now. 90% of truckers are vaccinated. That means 90% of truckers are for the mandates. No, that means 90% of truckers are vaccinated. That doesn't mean anything else. I'm not for flu mandates. I would not be for the flu vaccine mandates. In fact, I was against having to get the getting vaccinated in high school. I feel like I was basically pushed into it. I should have stood my ground. So what? What does that afford me now that I'm arguing with you people over this anyway? I gave you an inch once. Now y'all want a mile. No. Thank you very much. You can do whatever you want. Send me to those. What are they? They're not going to be called re-education camps. I wonder what they're going to call them. Anti-vaxxer camps. They'll probably come up with something ridiculous for it. So many Canadians have a lack of respect for each other nowadays, and they try to say, "Well, you don't respect us because you won't get vaccinated." No, that getting vaccinated has no bearing on whether I respect you or not, and it's kind of sickening that you're going to stoop to that level and pretend like it is. I don't know why you do. I don't know why they're going to that level. I'll guilt you into it. Why were you guilted into it? Are you guilted into many things? We're quickly becoming what I thought was countries that only existed in history. That's not something that could happen in the West. Canada would never force people to do something against their will. Doesn't matter what it is, air quote, for the good of man, because anytime you start imposing stuff like that, but no, we forgot about that. Apparently, even though I wasn't paying attention at all in high school, apparently I was the only one. Got a coffee this time. I got 300 drinks, as usual. I don't understand why they... I don't understand how people could still be in defense of Justin Trudeau or in favor of what is it? Emergency Act. You got to be basically a blind fool to think that something like this is okay. No. Where was an article I was looking at earlier? I think it was this one. Yeah. Protesters assault officers. And yeah, no, they weren't assaulting officers. This is why people don't trust CBC. They weren't assaulting officers. Here. Protesters assault officers during operation to end Ottawa occupation, police say. They're the only ones assaulting people. I thought I left it up, but I had a clip of them whipping out their batons, getting ready. Apparently people have been already, what's it called? Not bear mace, but maced in the face by the police. We've seen stuff like that. And then there, like I said, that LRAD, whatever that is, I don't know what the hell it is. But apparently it's some sonic frequency device. And I mean, why else would they be wearing ear protection like this? Oh, they're not all wearing it. Okay. There's still a lot of them wearing ear protection. Are they going to start shooting at people? And what? You're going to tell me that's to keep their earworms? I've never seen earmuffs like that. No. I've seen something like that when in the photos where they show them using an LRAD. I thought it was just a speaker to go like make loud noises and be like, "Get out of here, beep beep beep." But apparently it's worse than that. So officers smashed the window of one truck to pull the occupant out and arrest him. Protesters who refused to move were arrested one by one after they were taken away by pairs of officers. At a news conference Friday afternoon, Interim Police Chief Steve Bell credited the Federal Emergencies Act, Ontario State of Emergency, and Local State of Emergency and injunction for providing tools to help officers deal with protesters. So thank you for giving us the ability to overstep. You know, they had an interim police chief who decided not to show up because he knew there's not enough support in the city of Ottawa. One second, let me pull that up. Let me see if I can pull it up. I found it it was up yesterday. I really should make like a folder of stuff like this. But I'm really flying by the seat of my pants, I guess. 1 minute. Oh, wait. No. Who needs that when you talk about everything with people? Here it is. And here we are. So this is from Matthew Torgan, interim police chief hired under the police board under Dean's just 2 days ago. Matt Torgan tells Ottawa Council and Police Board he won't be coming to Ottawa after all because of the events of the past 2 days. Kate Porter, CBC. Please accept this as the notice of my termination of my contract with the Ottawa Police Services Board. I will not be seeking any compensation or pursuing any recourse under my contract. I was asked by the former chair of the Ottawa Police Services Board, Diane Deans, to remove myself from my private life and play an active role in assisting the City of Ottawa at a time of crisis. My sincere desire in accepting this request was to help restore order in Ottawa and increase confidence in the Ottawa Police Service. Achieving this objective is clearly something that requires the support of the people of Ottawa as expressed by City Council. Events in the past 2 days have made it clear that this support is lacking. So they're lacking the support of the people of the City of Ottawa. Cool. So even the City of Ottawa thinks this is good. It's just a bunch of loudmouths on Twitter. Ottawa's what got... It's got a... The sign used to say 1 million, so it's got to be past that. Ottawa... 1 second. Ottawa. Ottawa population count. So it's still hanging around 1 million. Wow. That's 2017. What about now? What are we looking at? Oh my gosh. They keep losing and gaining people. I thought the city was growing. It always said 1 million when I was a kid. I swear. Maybe I'm wrong. But they've only got 1.15 million people. So yeah, they've got 1 million people. Here. See? 1.15 million. So yeah, it's going to look like a lot of people no matter what. But apparently they don't have more than half. And to be honest, Liberals don't really have that many votes. Again, they've only got 5,556,000. What was, yeah, it was 5556. 5,556,000. Even the Conservatives had more votes than they did. They just didn't get the same amount of seats because, again, of Toronto. But who cares about that, right? Like, they've got the majority, don't they? 8 million people didn't even vote. So you got... No. You're crazy to think this is a majority government thing. This is only because the NDP and other left-leaning political parties side with Trudeau. They're not very much free thinkers. And to be honest, sometimes I think Liberals are not the worst pill to have right now. I think there are more radical groups. I haven't really followed the Green Party in a long time, but I saw the Communist Party in Ottawa last election. Would have been last election or the one before. Either way. Oh, no, it's a great time to be Canadian, I guess. They've already locked the accounts of some people, their bank accounts. They threatened to do that, and they've gone ahead and done it. Doesn't that just reassure you that this government is making the right choices? This comes after they reintroduced that bill for censorship. Like, I can't believe that how hard they're coming out as basically just straight up dictators. You will say what we want you to say. You will report on what we want you to report on. We'll shut you down, or we'll pay you. That's apparently they finally got the support of some people to toe, but I guess they had to, cover up their decals. Cowards. All these people are basically, they don't want to show their faces because they know when this is all said and done, if they're wrong, they're going to have to reintegrate into society. Whereas, what's it matter? The people who are doing the right thing are out there unmasked, showing their face, talking about what they believe in. Then you have these cowards coming out banging pots and pans, just being goofy looking. Like, what you don't want the noise, so what do? You go and you make noise. Like, you're just doing you're helping the truckers, if anything. Nobody's gonna think you're doing it for any other reason than helping the truckers. Boneheads. Then people getting arrested for driving around with flags or walking around with flags. I can't believe the type of country we're coming to. It's sad. It really is sad. And again, too many Canadians defend this. Too many Canadians think, well, this is... I know somebody who went to war, and this is why they... No. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree with you there. You can argue with me all you want. Sure, I'll throw this one out there. How many of you have actually read, for example, the Gulag Archipelago and don't see where things are heading right now? We have secret camps that were built. I didn't hear about them. I didn't read about them. My brother told me about them. But, you know, if I'm a little crazy, you should meet my brothers. So, I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to think that, oh, these were made for, 300 other reasons. But no, they have these camps for the unvaccinated. That's basically what it is. They're not isolation camps. At least they're not using them as that right now. Why build them where they put them? They should be near airports and border crossings. Why are people being flown out into the middle of nowhere? The only one I really know about is in Edmonton, or no, not Edmonton. Where is it? In I think it was Saskatchewan. They were saying. Here, now I'm gonna have to Google it. There you go. Secure isolation site to relaunch secure isolation site to relaunch. Wow. Yeah, ex-police will enforce COVID-19 rules. Secure isolation site to relaunch. Saskatchewan doctors say. Where is it? Where is the address? There was a little TikTok of it going around, but I hate TikToks. I'm not going to show them. Where's the address for it? Online. About not following. About people alleged. Oh, whoa. Hey, look at this. Opondo also noted the province has a website where people can fill out a form to inform officials about people who allegedly not following the public health orders. Looney Toonies? Oh, do you mean like the coins? Kind of. Like, I don't take them personally. But yeah, we pass those around. They've even got a little goose on them. Well, I guess it wouldn't be a little goose. I wouldn't walk up to a goose if I were you. They can get pretty angry. We have a whole bunch on our waterfront. We've done everything for the 20 years, well, I guess 27 years, but 20 years that I've been in this area. We moved away for a few years, but the entire time we've been here, those geese have been there. You can't get rid of them. It's their home more than it is our home. You're better off trying to put up a building there than trying to get rid of them. Anyway, in addition to an enforcement team, the health authority is also prepping to revive a secure isolation site at Saskatchewan Hospital in North Battleford. I don't know where that is. Here, let's pull up maps. Oh no, don't go all the way up there. What are you doing? Maps. North Battleford. That's not the name. I don't think that's the name that they said in the TikTok. That's what I'm saying. I don't trust TikToks. I just think they said something about it. Holy moly. Well, I'm zooming out and I don't see the border yet. Well, that's not that far north. I'm not defending the COVID camps either. I'm just saying it's not that far north. Like, there's the border. There's Montana, whatever that is. And there's Battleford. Wait. That's Battleford, not... Okay. Oh, I get it. It's like Lancaster and South Lancaster. One's better than the other. North Battleford's probably the better one. Because, well, North Lancaster's where all the rich people live. And I wouldn't live out there. You have all that. Yeah, sure, you have money. You can afford the land. You're literally living in the middle of nowhere. Like, at least in South Lancaster, you have the waterfront. You can drive down to Montreal, Ottawa, Cornwall, right there, Toronto. North Lancaster, you got to go to Alexandria first. You still got to go to Lancaster, or you cut through Martintown. No. Anyway, here's North Battleford. So they put the COVID camp somewhere up over there. Now this is for Saskatchewan. Does Ontario have them? No, we don't do that here. We're probably gonna take our people and ship them out. Knowing us, we're probably gonna send them to Quebec. Here, you deal with these people. And that's the worst part. Here you've got, and I'm not like trying to make the comparison that I'm just saying these guys do like the hidden kind of work camps, and then these guys are more like the gulagi type work camps. At least from the few years I spent out there, that's how it feels. I'm not saying they're commies or anything, although that would be kind of funny. They want to separate. I don't think that's very much communism. So anyways, back to this thing. So yeah, what I already showed that thing about that guy, the interim police chief not wanting to help out because so they got this new one, Steve Bell. That's now we're back to here. Credited the Federal Emergencies Act, Ontario State of Emergency, and local state of, for providing an injunction. Well, what? Sorry, let me slow down because I keep burping this time. Oh boy, I still haven't gotten magnesium, but one day. At a news conference Friday afternoon, Ottawa Police Chief Steve Bell credited the Federal Emergencies Act, Ontario State of Emergency, and local state of emergency and injunction for providing tools to help officers deal with the protesters. So they finally found somebody to, do their dirty work. Without the authorities that have been provided to us through these pieces of legislation, we wouldn't be able to be doing the work we are today, said Bell. Then in a tweet issued Friday evening, Ottawa police said officers were being assaulted as they tried to dismantle the occupation. Well, they're also busting windows in, trying to break into people's. That's going to upset some people. But again, in Canada, we don't care about each other's property. We're pretty much already communists. We're already like, well, if I need to go ask my neighbor, he's going to give it to me. Why? Because we're Canadians and that's what we do. And what if he wants to say no? Well, that's not very Canadian of him. We can get out of here with that. We're not communists. Then in a tweet issued Friday evening, Ottawa police said officers were being assaulted. Yeah, I already read that. Sorry. I gotta learn to scroll down. Just 90 minutes before that tweet, Bell had said officers have not been nothing short of exceptional handling protesters in the face of taunts and slurs. I mean, we were there. I don't know who's taunting and slurring them. Not today, thankfully, I guess, but Allison wanted to go basically every day. CBC News has confirmed one of the convoy leaders, Pat King, was among those arrested Friday. Two other organizers, Tamara Litch and Chris Barber, were arrested on Thursday. See? The public order units included officers in high visibility yellow jackets moving in large groups, several ranks deep. They were seen moving west around 5 p.m. Eastern, long standard time. I thought it was EST, but along Wellington, slowly moving protesters toward Parliament Hill as members of the crowd pushed back against the police. Yeah, and they were pulling people through. I guess that's when they were arresting them. Earlier Friday, officers were seen moving another group northward toward the Byward Market from Colonel By to Sussex. Okay. So we'll go over here. I gotta remember, north is this way. I got confused. They were telling people on Sussex, which was there's the Mackenzie King Bridge. So wait, do I gotta zoom? Because I thought Sussex was here. Should be right here. Yeah, see 700 Sussex. So they were telling them to go north, and my dumbass thought this way. And then my brother's like, no, the other way. They're trying to send. They're basically pushing the protesters either into Quebec, or they're pushing them into the church. Like, what are you going to do? Send them to the National Gallery of Canada? Go look at some art. I like that place. But yeah, so there's Major Hills Park. Apparently, we're able to get in through the back through there. And then so they were saying, is this it? No, this is it. Public order units included no Wellington, slowly moving protesters toward Parliament Hill. So I think Wellington is this one. I believe so. Yeah, Wellington. So they were moving them this way. And then they were moving who towards where? From Byward Market from Colonel By to Sussex. Colonel By. So there was, okay. So yeah, they were moving them this way. They moved them, they're trying to clear here. Wonder why it's so important to get them out of there. Why not push them all in the same direction? Or maybe they don't want them all in the same place. So they'll arrest a whole bunch. Might help me a little more. It's not like I can read the street names anyway. There's Parliament. No, that's Supreme Court of Canada. Whoops, here it is. There's Parliament. As soon as I look at it, I'm like, that doesn't look right. I'm always looking for this thing. And you can tell this was built by the Freemasons alongside the Arcturian aliens based on the architecture from up here. Like, this is clearly an alien skull. This is clearly in the shape of an alien foot. I'm just bullshitting, by the way. Anyway. So, yeah. Back to this. Earlier Friday, officers were seen moving another group north. Oh, yeah. Are we Friday still? Oh, no. Jesus Christ. Workplace is falling apart. Behind the first lines of officers, tactical teams wearing green camouflage type gear and police horses with mounted officers. They got police centaurs? They got police centaur? No, I'm kidding. Also moved toward the line of protesters confronting police officers. Police were also moving a number of black light armored. Oh, whoops! I'm reading that like an idiot. I'm reading black light like they have black lights on the outside of armored vehicles. Light armored vehicles. Slowly behind the officers who were on foot. Dozens of officers also created a box-shaped area at the corner of Mackenzie and Rideau where a similarly sized group of protesters gathered at a barrier they created between the temporary Senate building and the Chateau Laurier Hotel on Wellington. Okay, look. Freedom. Honk honk. They made it out of snow. Why? Like, okay, anything, but apparently they made it out of snow. I was watching them. They made a barrier out of snow. Like, that's how much more Canadian can you get? But at the same time, why? Like, you guys you brought all that stuff. No cement bags. Like, I'm not advocating. I'm not saying they should, but they made it out of snow. It's just kind of funny. Like, why? Ah, well. Dozens of officers also create a box-shaped. Yeah, it's okay. That's what I was just reading. The tense atmosphere was pierced with protesters shouting, "Hold the line!" and choruses of "Oh Canada." Yeah, they saying "Oh Canada," and at the end of it, the officers start pulling out like batons. I wish I could find that one. Despite the heightened tensions, police said they continued to engage in conversations with protesters and regularly provided warnings, though through social media and other means, indicating that anyone in the red zone would be arrested if they didn't leave. Get out of here, or we're gonna arrest you and send you to the COVID camps. Bell reiterated officers would take their time and remain in place until the protest came to a safe end. Law enforcement action is surreal. It kind of is. Ottawa City Councillor Caroline Meehan said after waiting 3 weeks, it was surreal to watch law enforcement sweep protesters. No, you're just kind of glad. I bet she kind of misses. She was does she still do the CTV news? Does she still sit behind a desk and spew random words out of her mouth no better than I do? Because if she doesn't, she's probably like, man, I'm really missed the best time in Canada. Meehan just resigned from the Ottawa Police Services Board, said there were only 100 officers between the OPP and the RCMP last weekend compared to the influx seen on Friday. Oh, so she's gone too. That's cool. So there was this other lady, Diane Dean. She was like super crazy bitter about everything. She was like having some major head fantasies about going down there and just popping the hot tubs and popping the bouncy castles because she hates seeing kids have fun. Well, unless of course it's, for her people. Engaging protesters, arresting them, doing some of the action we're seeing today wasn't possible in the last few weeks. We didn't have the resources. You couldn't. What do you mean? They weren't going to attack you. Look at this dude. He's just having a smoke. There's Canada. What do you want, officer? You're under arrest for protesting. Well, I'm having a smoke. The people who are down there, some of them almost want to be martyrs, said Meehan. The challenge going forward is how do we prevent this from happening again? Oh my God! Wow. How do we prevent protesters from doing it again? We never want people protesting. Does that apply to the Black Lives Matter? Does that apply to those native protesters constantly shutting down railways and threatening to blow up pipelines and torching? Does that apply to the protesters who, they ransacked? I don't think that's the right word, but they attacked a pipeline. Currently, last night, 20 people showed up with axes. Now I have a hard time believing that because one of the trucks is literally pulled apart. Anyway, look at them. Of course, yeah. Do you want to know why we want to be martyrs? Because we would rather be dead than live in the country, the hellhole you have planned. That would be much better. Why? Because I don't want to live in a country where we force people to do anything, ever, for any reason. I don't want to be in a country where we segregate based on race, based on medical condition. I don't care if you have AIDS. I don't care. I'll sit next to you. I don't care if you have COVID. I don't care if you have the flu. One thing that my grandfather had always taught me was it doesn't matter. You let them in. You see, if they're your guest, you see to them. But instead, the rest of Canada decides, no, you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn on 10% of the population because we think 90% of truckers agree with this. If 90% of truckers agree with this and are doing their job, why are you people saying that the economy is being affected and things are being shut down if they're all doing their job? Is it because a small few of them are doing their jobs and being air quote hyper happy about it, or where I'm air quoting, but I should say paraphrasing the way they're acting like they're some sort of heroes because they're turning on their fellow coworkers or whatever you want, colleagues? No, I remember growing up Canadian thinking to myself, this is a really bizarre country that likes to eat itself from the inside. And the reason I thought that was nobody's really nice to each other here. We pretend we are. We pretend we're better than Americans, especially amongst each other, because we're British and keeping to the old ways, I guess. Because we still respect the Queen and we still have respect for old traditions. Old traditions included slavery. Old traditions included rounding up my mother's ancestors and putting them on the schools you guys like to prop up and lie about frequently. Oh, this one's got 250 bodies? No, it turns out it was a bunch of roots and we were confused. There might have been 10. Oh, well, now we can just ignore that entirely. What, 10 bodies isn't enough? I thought every child mattered. Well, no, now they know we fucked up. Now they know we said the wrong thing. Now we know... shut up. Shut up. Protesters put children in harm's way, police say. No, the state is putting people in harm's way. We know face coverings. How do we know face coverings on children cause long-term negative damage? Do you remember that We charity that Justin Trudeau was part of the scandal? Or has that been erased from people's minds too? When I was in high school, I volunteered, wasted my time for a corrupt organization. And one of the things there that we protested against in our high school and took cute little photos of, one of the things we fought for was so that young girls in third world countries wouldn't have to wear face coverings because it impaired their ability to learn. They would be singled out and they would be made to feel like they were different. And because they were treated, and because they were women, they were already treated differently in these countries. So it harms the girls. It's going to harm the boys. It's going to harm both of them. But tell me again why it's okay for me to, why it's not okay for me to protest this now. I'm standing my ground. I haven't changed my opinion. I don't think anybody should be forced to wear any face covering or anything. It's kind of weird to see people who I once stood next to for this stuff turn around and say, well, no, we should be protesting the opposite now. We should be protesting kids have to wear this stuff even if they've been vaccinated so the vaccine works. If all the kids in the school have their double vaccine and their booster, they're not, if they catch it, they won't end up dead. Okay, cool. They won't end up dead. That's what you want. Why do they still have to wear the mask? Are they not vaccinated enough? Well, what if there's going to be another wave? There is no what if. The human race will continue. It's getting ridiculous. We're basically shutting down our country now for this. Oh, and this... okay. 1 second. Before I continue, because I saw one of the most corrupt organizations in Canada, one of the worst fucking places, the worst. What is it? One minute. Fail. Okay, so now we'll go back to that in a second. CBC reporters on the ground also reported police officers moving children from the protest site. One man who was arrested by police was being taken away while his family members, including children, were being led along behind him. Even though all the planning, it still shocks and surprises me that we're still seeing children put in harm's way in the middle of a demonstration where a police operation is unfolding. The same thing occurred in Germany. The same thing occurred in Russia. The same thing occurred in every great culture. You don't think the Christians, or I guess they were called Christians at the time, you don't think they didn't bring their kids to the protests taking place in Christ's honor? You don't think there were protests before that where people are taking their kids to them? Bunch of, I'm the one trying to be the Joker, and by that I mean a comedian, right? Like funny, ha ha ha. I'm the funny guy. We implore all parents who have kids in there, get the kids out of there. They do not need to be in the middle of this. It is not a safe place for them. This country's not a safe place for them. What are you kidding me? There were people angry that there were people there protesting, what are they called? Hormone blockers on kids. That's because it's happening in British Columbia. Talked about that a few months ago. The Children's Aid Society of Ottawa said Friday it was working with police to keep children in downtown core safe, but as of late Friday afternoon, Bell said the organization had not been involved as of yet and don't. If you're in America listening to this, if you think whatever you think of your system for children, just apply that to the CAS. The only one worse would be the Quebec, the DPG or DPJ or whatever. I'm French, so I think it's DPJ. Yeah, Département something de jeunesse, I believe. Most of the protesters refusing to move could be seen recording videos of officers holding their positions. At the same time, a number of protesters settled in for the day nearby with small tents and fires to stay warm, while others rebuilt a stage near Parliament Hill. They rebuilt the stage. Nobody wants child casualties if things get too rough, I can tell you that much. That's why they should just end the mandates. Dozens of semi-trucks remained in the early afternoon. Protesters tried to take advantage of an overnight winter storm by building snow barriers. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. How? Why? I love it. This is Canada. I'm sure the Americans would have done something just as silly that you would have seen them with their like weird not Reconstruction era. What is it called? Back in the Civil War, those funny little pants they'd wear, they're just chopping down trees. I cannot tell a lie. Secure perimeter limits access to downtown core. That one's bullshit. Police first closed several streets Thursday and established some 100 checkpoints to restrict traffic and prevent more protesters from downtown core. Those closures choked off ramps leading from Highway 417 into the city's downtown, with exits closed from Saint Laurent Boulevard to Parkdale Avenue. Ottawa's light rail service was disrupted due to the downtown lockdown too, and the Parliament Hill stations remained closed. Bullshit, the goddamn thing doesn't work. Doesn't work. That's one of the reasons Jim's quitting. He's like, man, I sunk a lot of this city's money into a lot of shitty projects over the last few years. I should leave that up to somebody else now. Look at that, their perimeter. Looks like Grand Theft Auto. Not Grand Theft Auto. What was it? The other one, not Grand Theft Auto. Not Grand Theft Auto. Saints Row. That's it. Saints Row 3 and 4. When they have the little city sectioned off, or Spider-Man. When the little triangles appear on your map. I'm trying to scroll down like that. What am I doing? Wow, this goes on forever. Ottawa police also faced attempts to flood the 911 and non-emergency lines on Friday, which was the second instance during the 3-week occupation. That's just funny. I'm sorry. This endangers lives and is completely unacceptable, the force wrote on Twitter. We track calls and will charge anyone deliberately interfering with emergencies. Well, the emergency is our prime minister is deciding to hold everyone hostage. Police also issued a warning Friday for media to be cautious in the area of the operation, ensure no journalists are taken into custody. No, they did it because they don't want to be caught shooting at... Oh, no, wait, I should rephrase that. They don't want to be caught spraying people with bear mace or using the LRAD on children. Let me repeat that. They don't want to be caught using the LRAD on children. Before the larger set of arrests began, police arrested Barber and Litch on Thursday. Wow, that sounds like a skit comedy. Barber, a 46-year-old from Swift Creek, Saskatchewan, is expected to appear in a court Friday to face charges of counseling to commit mischief, counseling to commit the offense of disobeying a court order, and counseling to obstruct the police. I didn't know you could get counselors for that. Litch, a 49-year-old from Medicine Hat, Alberta, was charged with counseling to commit the offense of mischief. She's also scheduled to appear in court Friday. Pat King is expected to face criminal charges. What the fuck? That's it? But for what? How many times did they mention Pat King? Pat King. So once at the beginning, Pat King. So what? 4 times. 1, 2, and wow. Okay. Wow. All right. We'll hardly mention him, and then we'll just throw him in way at the bottom with like no information on why he's being arrested or anything. Anyhow, I really should have that music playing. The ringing in my ears just distracts me so hard. So what I'm going to do is we'll do that for now. Okay. Now you shouldn't be able to hear it, but I can, and that's good because I can't take that ringing. It's distracting me. So back to the CAS. So do you want to know why the CAS are one of the worst organizations in Canada? Besides being really weird and stalkery to my family my whole life, this happened, what was it? Wow, it was 2020. All right. 4 years of my life on hold. CAS whistleblower cleared of hacking charges. She hacked them. This lady. Look at this dangerous hacker lady. Kelly Denham. For an agency that prides itself on confidentiality, Family and Children's Services of Lanark, Leeds, and Grenville had a website in 2016 that was anything but private. The website was twofold, a public section about resources and a private portal for board members' eyes only. However, the private portal didn't have any security. No firewall, no password. Username or hacker skills required, just a simple click of a button, and you could access its confidential client list and internal documents considered private for the Children's Aid Society. It was Kelly Denham, 32, who blew the whistle on the website's absence of security, and in February 2016 posted some of the documents online that the board of the Children's Aid Agency considered confidential. She wanted the Children's Aid Society to take it down, and for her trouble, the agency called Smiths Falls Police. That's why I thought it was Smiths Falls, or what's the other one? Moose Creek. After a 4-month investigation, Denham was charged with hacking and identifying children involved in court proceedings, when in fact she did neither. And earlier this week, Ontario Court Justice Charles D. Anderson acquitted her of all charges and cleared her name after trial. Some of these names are funny. When Denham first publicized the absence of security on Child Welfare Agency's website, they shut it down and figured it was time to hire a computer security expert. Yeah, let's not do that first. Let's start with just having the janitor make our website. Do you know how to program a website? Yes, I did 10 years of it. Is that why you're the janitor? Yes. The case was never a whodunit. In fact, it was clear to anyone who saw the online post that it was Denham. I never tried to hide myself, she said on Wednesday. Schmidt also reported about the website's absence of security, something Denham, an adult education teacher, had already exposed. Schmidt made several recommendations to boost security, notably for the Child Welfare Agency to have 2 separate websites, one for the public and one exclusively for board members. The agency went against the main recommendation. A few months later, Denham was able to access a spreadsheet that listed the names of more than 250 of the clients of Children's Aid Society. She posted a photograph of the hyperlink to access the files, but did not post any names. Good job. The judge noted that the CS did not take the appropriate measures to secure private information. The judge also noted there were no special computer skills or deception required to access the files, which were not marked as confidential and came with no warnings or disclaimers. I've only read this article like 4 times, but every time it surprises me. The information was publicly available, the judge ruled. He said there was no hacking and Denham didn't break any Children's Aid Society laws about identifying children in court proceedings. Denham's life took a rapid turn in 2016 when police broke through her garage door to execute a search warrant to seize phones, computers, a gaming system, and USB sticks. Anything that could store evidence related to her access to the website. In the early morning raid, Denham said they put her husband in handcuffs. I woke up to the police in my bedroom, and after I yelled for them to take the cuffs off him, they did. They also wouldn't let me call a lawyer. This was 2016. On her full acquittal, a relieved Denham said, "I'm so glad it's over. It was 4 years of my life on hold. I thought it was ridiculous because they knew it wasn't hacking. They knew it happened, and they, Family and Children's Services, framed it this way. It makes me upset because in Canada, our government, we already got that. Min-Truth, we already got that. Room 101, that's already there. Just wait. They're going to be taking us to Room 101 and making us, putting rats on our stomachs to make us scared or, just coming, the worst part is, all I got to do, Room 101 for me would just be getting the vaccine. Not because I'm scared of the vaccine. They might as well just put the vaccine in, the needle they're going to stick in my arm. They don't have to go through all that. I'm not opposed to it. I'm opposed to the mandates, and I'm protesting by not getting the vaccination. But I mean, I'm afraid of needles. So if you take me to Room 101, the best thing for you to do at that point is just vaccinate me. Or fill it with hydrochloric acid and kill me. One or the other. It doesn't lead, you're not left with, I'm afraid of needles. What are you going to do, throw pin cushions at me? I'm just going to be like, okay, just stick me. If you're going to stick me with needles, just go get the goddamn vaccine. Give me that. I'll take all 3 shots at once. Screw autism. I'll get that. Fine. Treat me like a pin cushion. Room 101 is going to be great. They're going to be like, wait, what? Already? I guess we could switch it out. We had saline and all these. Why? You're already sticking me with something. I might as well let you just give me the vaccine. We'll save ourselves all this trouble. You get to torture me. I get vaccinated. I never have to come here again. Now I feel bad because everybody else is going to be stuck there. I guess I'm going to have to turn it down, aren't I? I guess I'm going to have to be used as a human pincushion. Well, 2 + 2 = 4. And that's it. That's all. I don't see 5. I don't see 3. I don't even see fingers. Miss Denham has been vindicated, and her conduct was not only not criminal, but ultimately led to the Child Welfare Agency having to fix a very serious problem in their system. That's not the only very serious problem they have. In our view, her conduct is that of a whistleblower, said Mansour, who is a partner with Friedman Mansour, one of Ottawa's top law firms. She is a whistleblower. She did exactly what she was supposed to do. She's like, geez. Anyway, I'm going to go to the washroom quickly. I'm going to come right back. Give me 5-10 minutes.